Hello and welcome to the stream. So yesterday I was able to get a bit more sculpting done for his birthday, and I do like the direction that he's going. Um, so today I'm thinking of just starting to like place different elements that I want to put in the scene. So hold on a sec. So of course, like think about like the smoke. Let me delete this. I'm trying to think about like ways I can actually create smoke so that it actually looks pretty cool. Same with the lightning, and for this, I'm just like playing around with what that's gonna look like, because at the moment, right now, I'm considering actually rotating the mesh, like maybe putting him at like a different angle. So something like this, like maybe he's going this way instead of straight forward, so going up like this. That's what I'm thinking now, because I do like this. Yeah, I do like this, but I also think, one other element that I do want to add to the sculpt is like for his chest piece. I'm probably gonna just redo the chest piece, to be honest, but I do want to add like lightning streaks coming out of it. That's like coming out of the smoke too, because I think that'll just look really cool. Excuse me. So I don't know. I think this doesn't have. Oh no, it does have divisions, but it's like pretty high. So I don't know. I'm thinking what I'm gonna do with this, so I don't have to do it all over again, is I might just like, mask, use my depth mask, do this and just mask the side, or I can do group by normals. This might take a second because it's high poly right now. I don't know why I did it when it was high poly. Let's go back down. That's not doing it, but yeah, just grouping the side here and just like, no, but it's a hard surface, so I wouldn't want to do something like that. Maybe I can conform it to the chest and then smooth it out, or then add thickness, have the groups, do a polish by groups and really polish it out again. I don't know. I do want to add some thickness to it, and I do want it to be very present, but where it's at now, I feel like it just doesn't fit. Of course, after I do that, I'll readjust his muscles too, again. Yeah, so that's where he's at right now. Yeah, so let's just go ahead. Oh, so I do have a Pinterest page. I saw this thing. It's pretty cool, actually. It's like from Pablo again. You see the little icon here, and it's like splash and splatter. Splash from splatter and dynamics. Interesting. You're an organic mesh over a plane that. Actually, let me try this. Actually, here, let's go to a different scene really quickly and insert a plane like this, and yes, I'm gonna hit double because just in case. Okay, so I'm actually looking at it on the side of the screen, but let's see. So it's create an organic mesh over a plane. This can be easily done with the mesh splat brush. What is that? Oh, mesh splat brush. I've never used this brush before. Hold control and click on the brush palette. Oh, and the masking brush. Oh, it's a mask. Ah, cool. Okay, let's do a circle. Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. Huh, okay. Okay, now ZBrush will automatically mask the plane so you can split it and hide it. Hey, what's up, Hudson? How's it going, man? I'm just figuring out ways to create smoke, or at least some type of dynamic smoke for this guy, or at least blocking something out, because I really like the idea of him kind of like emerging from the smoke and then having the lightning streaks coming from the smoke and from his chest too. Kind of like, let's see, kind of like this. I like this a lot. It's pretty cool. Huh. I like this render. It's pretty cool. Let's see. Yeah, I've got like an older license of ZBrush. Mine's is 2022. I kind of had the last perpetual update, so. All right, so let's see. Bring in a sphere. Wait. Mask plane, split it and hide it. Okay. So do that by going to split unmask. I'm gonna delete that. All right. So place the membrane like mesh over the sphere. Oh, no way. How much is it now? I saw last time it was like 40 bucks, but I hope they didn't. Oh, dynamics. That's insane though. If they increase the pricing again, oh my god. Gravity slider to 3. Whoa. Oops. 180. Oh wow, Pablo's like a lifesaver. This guy has like crazy tutorials. At this stage, we can customize the shape a bit more. Okay, cloth hook. BCH, I'm guessing. No. It's probably behind this. No, BCK. Oh, this is crazy. What? That's crazy. They're asking for way too much. Oh man. I feel like Maxon really fucked up when they sold to I'm sorry, Pixelogic when they sold to Maxon. Because I just imagine imagine a student who's has to pay for that. I mean, like, I still remember when like ZBrush was like almost $1,000, but I think for students maybe like 700 if you had like an email or something like that. But at least in that case, it was perpetual. Like once you got it, it was yours. But now that's insane that they're just, I don't know. What? That's a crazy leap. That is an insane leap. $20 to 75 is insane. That is insane. Oh my god. Are you using the one of their licenses? I'm not sure, like student or because honestly, I know most people use the. Yeah, let me see. Oh, that's that's not max on. Let's see. ZBrush. Oh, and then they have ZBrush for iPad. I don't know. I think Nomad has kind of like cornered that, and I think there's no reason for ZBrush to become. Okay, where's pricing? Yeah, perpetual is really the way to go. Like, Nomad is a perpetual license. Oh wow, Forger. They brought Forger. I know Forger used to be very similar to Nomad. Nomad and Forger were the two iPad. That's probably why they're going to iPad now. But Forger, I know Forger was like $10 or something, and it was perpetual, and it was just as good as ZBrush. The same with Nomad. Nomad's like $15. Oh man, that's crazy. Here, let's see. 29 details. I don't know. This it just really sucks for artists, you know, like people or even like freelancers. Like I get that, like say you are working as a freelancer and you are making money, this is something that you can essentially write off, like have as a tax write-off because it's you're paying for it. Oh, there's education. You're paying for it for work, so you can like write it off for a tax exemption or whatever. But it's just that's if you're making money for a whole year, and times are like pretty hard right now for everybody. That's crazy. They brought Forger. That's probably why they're trying to compete with Nomad now. But I don't know how can you compete with Nomad when Nomad's $15? Like it's like trying to it's like Maya trying to compete with Blender. Like Blender's free. There's nothing you can really like unless you're free, there's nothing you could really do. Okay, now it's just taking me all over the place. It's not. Okay, let's go to individuals. Yeah, it's about 30. But yeah, it seems like they're definitely gonna start increasing the pricing. That really sucks. And I don't know. I mean, a lot of people saw this coming when ZBrush was bought by them. Well, Pixelogic was bought by Maxon. I don't know. We'll see. But here, let's see like ZBrush for iPad. Sculpture reimagined. ZBrush for iPad. Oh, they have. Oh, yeah, they do have indie versions. I totally forgot about that. Oh, that sucks. Join the digital sculpting revolution. I feel like that's just go on Nomad if you want to be part of a sculpting revolution. Created by artists for artists. This one I got it when I was a student. I was still. So I was actually going to the school. I was going to this school, and like, this is when I actually was like, okay, they gave me an email. Let me at least try to get ZBrush because I don't think I'm going to be going to any like quote unquote official classrooms after this or schooling after this. So I got it for like I think $700. Like I really just saved a lot. Wait. A ZBrush 2023 perpetual? But maybe there's a update that I can do. Okay. Purchase a ZBrush subscription license. I wonder, because Pixelogic, the site is still up, so you can still like go to Pixelogic and let me see if I can still log, if I remember my login. No veg. Okay. If I remember this password at least. Ah. Okay, see, no veg. But yeah, what I'm wondering is like, since I already have a license and I still have a profile, I wonder if there's like a way that I can pay to upgrade to 2023, because I think one thing about 2023 that I do actually like is that you can render using Redshift, which I think is like so, like it's so good being able to just render directly in ZBrush, because right now I still use Keyshot sometimes. I'll use like Marmoset, and like both are pretty good for rendering, but it's kind of like a technical hassle to get, you know, whatever it is that you're working on inside of those programs. It's not like impossible, it's just tedious. And I don't know. I mean, Marmoset I get really great renders, so I'm not too worried, but in general though, it's kind of annoying. I don't know how this could be useful for me, but nah, for this ZBrush, since like it's right before they did that update, the renderer is like the traditional old school ZBrush renderer. Like, and if I do want to do like any you know, like external rendering or anything like that, like fast rendering or whatever, I'll have to hit Keyshot, and then once I hit render, it'll just like drop everything inside of Keyshot. Oh, really? Well, why not? Oh, so let's try to get some smoke reference. Yeah, sculpting elements. I don't know how to sculpt elements inside of ZBrush. Not gonna hold you. Do you use the 2023 yourself, or? Yeah, that's true. That's another element of it. It's like, how often do you actually use ZBrush? Because it's a lot. It's almost $1,000. That's a lot of money. Like, even though they are increasing their prices like way too much, in my opinion, the subscription is more cost effective. I don't know. It's like, how much money do they actually need? You know? Yo. So when it comes down to like smoke and explosions and stuff, that is, I like realize with this sculpt, well, with the last sculpt and this one, that I do not sculpt elements like at all in ZBrush, and that is like a huge weak point for me, I think. All right, so let's go ahead and try to use some Z-spheres. Wait, what? Oh wow, I thought it was like a monthly payment. What? That's crazy. So even they're lying about that? That's crazy. Yeah, let's just make this a big ball. Let me just hide this. You know what? Let's try with just spheres for now. Nah, I don't know. I think it's definitely representative of just like business, kind of like taking too big of like too much space in the creative industry, because you know I do remember people like Ryan Kingsland, you know, talking about, you know, ZBrush and how it's essentially something that artists really love because it's like it's for artists, you know. But it's like when business gets involved, when money gets involved, it just seems like a lot of that just goes out the window. Are you working on anything new yourself, like any personal projects? Hmm. That, yeah, that's a fair point. I mean, with that in mind, do you think uh, companies like Blender and stuff, do you think they'll like begin to change their model eventually? That's one thing I worry about too. Oh, 3ds Max? That's actually pretty good. I think oh yeah, yeah. I'll try to get another blueprint done. I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is because I did land a job, and that's gonna take up a lot of my time, but I'm thinking what I'm gonna, and I'm gonna have to do a lot more of that. So I'm thinking I might as well just like start doing it on the side as well, just like to keep brushing up on skills. And besides, it'd be pretty fun to do. Because it was fun doing that Star Wars project. I think it'd be pretty cool to do like maybe one with a character. And like maybe the character is, I'll just like create little blueprints for their skills and stuff. Because I kind of know how to. It's just a process, but it'll be a fun one, I think. Oh man, this looks so odd, but let's just see what happens. Hmm. I used to do it like myself, but lately I think I've become like I'm kind of like leaning in the direction of using AccuRig a lot more. Like for this character, for his pose, I actually did it in Character Creator. I can actually just like open that up and show it to you. But I did that pose in Character Creator and I just like sculpted over it here in ZBrush. Oh man, like Character Creator is just such a godsend for people like me who kind of like want to focus a little bit more on sculpting than the technical side of things. At least that's what I think. Okay, so now for this, I wanted to, looks like even the smoke isn't like crazy. Oh no, it's just like I think for me my learning process is just like, hey, that's a really cool thing. Let me try to do it. And then I just end up learning how to do a multitude of things just to do that one thing. And it just compounds over time, I guess. But that's kind of like how I think about it. It's like, don't really, I think it's important to know how to use software, but I think it's more important to just like, you know, try to make something. And I think as you make it, you'll learn a lot more, in my opinion. Like I don't know 3ds Max, but I've seen a few tutorials on it, and I do know that like it's very similar to Blender, in that like in like I guess like the overall workflow, but that's because of like where I learned Blender. The guy he runs a page. His YouTube page is called Chamfer Zone. Here, let me see. Do I have a? Let me open something up for that. Chamfer Zone. Yeah, that was me for a while. I think like for a long time I would always try to just learn the software, and then the roadblock was like, okay, now what do I do? um, right here, let's check this guy. Oh no, no, I don't know him personally. I watched one of his videos because he has like a free uh Blender tutorial. I think it's this one. So many ads. But he's got this free tutorial here, and it's like almost it's like just over 2 hours, but he goes into everything. But apparently he's actually a native. Natively uses oh, he natively uses 3ds Max, and he kind of like always refers to like his workflow specifically is basically adjacent to 3ds Max. So I kind of know a little bit, but only like yeah, it's very powerful for modeling. If anything, it actually changed my modeling methods inside of Maya too. Like I model in Maya the same way I model in Blender. Oh, maybe. I don't know. I think I'm still in that I'm still dealing with that imposter syndrome and trying to figure that out. Cause like right now, like me making these videos, I think I might have said it, but me making these videos, it's kind of like tracking my own, yeah, it's like tracking my own progress, um, and how much I grow. And hopefully, like this is something that can help, you know, other artists like you, just you know, just jump into making whatever it is that you're interested in making, and just running with it. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, it's like I feel like that's pretty much how you get better. Just you just make stuff that you like, stuff that you're interested in. You learn so much that way. Oh, really? I heard, was it 3ds Max that they actually use it in like more real-time workflows? So like news casting, I think VFX, motion graphics, because it's like very powerful in terms of the oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. Yeah, so if you see like an environment that you're like really interested in doing, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think with environment artists, like a lot of their benchmark is like God of War or Uncharted. At least from what I remember. Um, Try to look at those environments and try to figure out like, hey, which one of those do I want to, make or recreate? And I think that's actually a really important part too, is recreating existing pieces of work. So if you have like a favorite artist, try to recreate their work, and you'll learn so much just doing that. Let's see. Do I want this to look more stylized? I don't even know what I'm doing right now. But but me saying that in and of itself, I think should be like the example. I'm like, I have no clue what I'm doing right now, but I'm gonna try to see what I can make. And I think that should be like the approach in general, is just I think most people are just figuring it out as they go along. So just approach it in that way, with curiosity and interest in something. I'm not sure if this is gonna work. I mean, I hope this works, because this is definitely gonna be time consuming. But uh, oh, another thing you can try if you can't really like figure out what exactly. Oh, here's character creator. If you can't exactly like figure out what exactly it is that you want to do or create, you can go on like ArtStation or the rookies. I'll open it right now. But yeah, see, here's this guy. Um, in this program, you can hit like AccuRig, and it'll just like um, I actually imported him in an A pose. So I'm not sure how this is gonna look now, because I set this pose as his. Oh, okay, I changed it. All right. So yeah, from here, then you can start to uh, create your guides. Now let's do create new guides. And you'll just like place your guides like wherever, and it's like it's symmetrical, and there's like options here as well, so that like it can uh yeah, it's pretty straightforward. The only thing I hate about character creator is like how much it costs. Like, I'm glad that I got this when I was working, and I figured I was gonna need it, so I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna put the money into buying it now. Because I had Character Creator 3, and it isn't as updated as this. Like, Character Creator 4, the only reason why I got it is because you're able to do a lot more rigging. So you can rig like bipedal characters or toon characters and stuff, and you can do the same thing with metahumans, but the only issue with metahumans is that it's very unique, and it's a tight work. Uh, how do you put it? It's a very constrained workflow. And for me, Character Creator offers a little bit more freedom, in my opinion. But yeah, I think it's good, like for a one-time purchase, but it's very expensive, I think. Um, yeah, and then you hit generate skeleton. I'm just gonna generate new set. And it kind of like does all of it. I mean, it doesn't do all of it. It does the skin weights, but you actually end up having to work on the skin weights too. Yeah, MetaHuman is more focused on human characters. Um, Last I remember, though, I'm not too sure if they're getting into the bipeds and stuff like that, but it's more focused on human characters. And oh, so one other thing with Character Creator is that like as much as it does like do this rigging for like humanoid characters and stuff like that, the issue with it, in my opinion, is that like you do have to use a third-party software, so like something like Maya or Blender, if you want to add extra bones. So say I wanted to rig the his coat, right? Right now I'm not too worried about rigging the coat because I'm gonna manually pose it in a ZBrush. Oh my god, there's so many balls here. Yeah, it's probably the most painful part, but you get used to it eventually, I think. But basically you would have to do the rig, like create the guides. I think you bind the skin, or it was you create the guides, bind the skin, accept it, export it into Blender or Maya or 3ds Max, and then add whatever extra bones that you want to, like, say like the coat. If I wanted the coat to be all, you know, dynamic, but without using cloth dynamics, because there's cloth dynamics in Character Creator too. But yeah, you can't create bones in this, like manually create bones. Only the Accurate can create bones. But here, let's do a check animation. And if you go to motion, you can like do like all these types of things. Yeah, you can also do like full body checks to check like where you yeah, it's mostly a preset, but there's ways to customize it so that you can do specific things and stuff like that. So right now there's how this guy looks. It's mostly good, but that's because he's like, you know, humanoid and stuff like that. Oh, and the other thing, so AccuRig itself is actually free. I used to have one. No, I don't have it anymore. But you can actually download AccuRig for free, which is pretty cool. Oh, that's that's by YouTube. Re-illusion. Oh, that's not it. So it's so hard finding their product. It's so weird. I think it'd be easier. Yeah, this is free. The AccuRig stuff. It's actually free. It's like Mixamo, kind of. I think it's better than Mixamo, actually. The only thing with this is that it does do like the skin weights too. And if you do want to fix the skin weights, you can just go to like Maya, Blender, and just fix the skin weights there. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty useful. For me, again, like I think of it as a way to pose my characters a lot quicker than I usually do in ZBrush, because ZBrush it's usually a pain having to like pose any character really. Yeah. My only issue with the AccuRig is that I mean, just Re-illusion in general is that it's really pricey, and they're not shy about their pricing. Oh, and let's see. The one thing I do like about Epic though uh, is that it's a lot of their content is free. So you know, as much as I'm saying like, hey, character creator, it's great, it's great, it's great. You can always jump into using, excuse me, MetaHuman just to like get a bit more of an understanding. Oh yes, I did actually. Well, I didn't print it. Um, I am getting like some tools. They're coming either today or tomorrow, and I'll finally be able to fix my printer so I can actually print those. Because I've been meaning to print that. I have like a Malcolm X statue I wanted to print. So once those are here, then I am gonna be set. Oh, that's pretty cool actually. Here, I'll show you real quick. Here, let's save. Oh, and this guy, I actually started him last year. I just never really got back to him. So I just went back to him and figured I'd just finish it, you know? I think that's one of my biggest issues is I usually start projects and like midway through or like when I'm close to the end, I just like stop working on it. Let's do this one. Yeah, yeah, it's that perfectionism. Perfectionism, perfectionism is like one of the most annoying parts, but useful aspects of being an artist. It's so interesting. Um, uh, yeah, like I don't know. I think the way how I've been like tackling my perfectionism and also procrastination has, like I said, it's just been this like you know holding myself accountable to trying to stream a lot more often, even though it's only for 2 hours. Just doing something that holds myself accountable, but also tracks my progress. And you know, I think one of the things that we go through as artists, and this is what I learned in art school, where my art teachers would always tell us like that your eye for art it gets better than it gets better faster than your hands do. So you know what looks good, but you can't exactly get to that point. But the more you practice, the more you work on, the better your eye gets, and then the better your hand gets. So the toughest part is just doing it, but I think that's the only way to kind of you know like deal with it. Really, is just to do it. And I think it's very tough because it's the procrastination. Really, it's the perfectionism. At least for me, but I don't know. I think for me, a big part of that is like embracing that. So what if it isn't the best piece? You know, so what if there's mistakes here and there? So what if, you know, it doesn't look as good as Daniel Bell or, you know, like Ryan Kingsline or Rafael Grisset, you know, like, I don't know. I think for me, is that comparison aspect too that plays a role, but it's just in general, it's just like, what's going to be you know, make something for you. I think that's the first thing. You know, just make something that looks good and you enjoy. Oh, so yeah, here's static. Um, I cut all the holes. It's hollowed out. This is pretty much the final version of him. I got everything pretty much cut. Once I print it, that's when I'll be able to tell whether or not this is like the best print or not. Yeah, yeah. It's like, oh, thank you, thank you. It's like you spend so much time thinking about perfection that like you end up never really finishing it. And for me, it's like looking at this piece, I can see that there's things that I might have like I think I'd probably still be working on right now, but I don't know. It's just at a certain point, you just got to go like, you know what, this is good for me, and I want to move on to my next piece. And I think the more often you do that, like finish a piece and just move on to your next piece, you'll start to see those incremental improvements. Um, so yeah, like even for this guy, like I think for like his gauntlets, I kind of got like so annoyed with it. I'm like, oh my god, I can't even get them to rotate around his forearm properly. So then I just like said, fuck it, let me just create my own custom gauntlet for him, and I like it. Yeah, definitely do. And you know, if you have like an art station or like you know, social media, I highly recommend, you know, posting your work for yourself, not for likes or anybody else, but for you, because one thing I really love and appreciate is that I can look back at my very first piece when I first started in ZBrush and go like, wow, I've really grown. Actually, let me see if I can find it, so I can show it. Because my drive actually died and I lost a lot of my old work. So, oh no, I've got it here. So here's like one of my first pieces. It was like a bust. Uh, let's see, and this as well. And I got this pistol. And it's so blocky, but you know, it's my piece, you know? And I don't know, just being able to look back. Ah, thank you. I think it's, I don't know, for me, that's why I always recommend people to, you know, save your first works, your first pieces, and I don't know, that feeling of like, oh my god, I was doing that and now I'm over here. What the heck? Time really flies, you know? So just like embrace that journey. Let me go back to bolts. One of my, I was telling my girlfriend the other day, she took me to do like pottery for like my birthday, and like I'd never done pottery. What did I say? I don't know what I just said. We went to do pottery, and like I really enjoyed it, even though I did terrible. But it helped me realize, yeah, yeah, definitely. It helped me realize that like your first piece is probably your best piece, in my opinion. And I think a lot of people will probably be like, "What? What do you mean?" um, but I think it's because like your first piece, you're the most honest with your work. You know, like you don't exactly know what you're doing, but you're still doing it. You know, and I think there's a lot of beauty in that. You know, just making something despite not really knowing what you're doing and just finishing it, you know. um oh yeah, it's smoke. I don't know what I'm doing with this smoke, but screw it. Let's get it done. Yeah, yeah. And that's like, that's what all anyone could really ask for, is that honesty of themselves, really. Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing, it's like the better you get, that's when it like becomes more apparent that like, hey, I made a mistake here. Oh, I made a mistake here. And then you start, and that's where the perfectionism starts to come in, and the procrastination of like taking time to work on a piece. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to, look at your mistakes, because I think mistakes and failure is kind of like part of the process. Like you can't be successful if you've never seen failure, or if you can't really do something right if you've never really made mistakes. So, I think both are important, but it's just, I guess, yeah, yeah. It gets a little tedious, but I think just finding the appreciation and just enjoying the journey. I think that's, and I guess I keep saying that, but it's just enjoying the journey. I think is like the most important part of all of this, in my opinion, at least. Let's see what's gonna happen with this. Oh, I think. Hmm. And definitely still be very proud of it, because I remember the donut tutorial too, and I wish I kept that picture. I wish I kept it. Let's Yeah, yeah. And that's like such a fun thing to do, right? Like just showing your work, and enjoying it for what it is. Okay, let's mess around with brushes. I don't know what I'm doing right now, but just exploring. Maybe blob. Ooh, that's cool. Hmm. Hmm. Maybe crumble. Hmm. And that's the other thing about where we are now technologically. It's like now if we ever get stuck, we can just like go online for like a tutorial, and that's like what I'm about to do. I'm about to like research how to sculpt. Actually, let me duplicate this before I start sculpting on it. Let's duplicate. Because my toxic trait as a sculptor is I try not to. Oh, you too. Thanks for joining the stream. I really appreciate it. You have a great day. All right, see you, Hudson. Yeah, let's see. There might be a tutorial I can look online for. All right, so I'm gonna try to figure out how to. Okay, I got. Well, first with this guy, I have to. I think I might put all of this just in a group and just manually rotate it. So he's like at a different angle because I don't like this angle. I didn't do that actually. Let's do this. New folder, body, group. I'm just gonna put everything in here. I'm not gonna need eyelashes, but transpose set. Oh, something's not in the group. So much lightning in all my characters. Oh my god. I do want his feet to at least be seen, specifically because like I'm gonna do like some cool designs on the feet that I did before. Wow, musculature looks really great. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so I'm actually gonna take a little bit of a break, not too long though, because I want to look into how just different ways that I can sculpt or approach sculpting the smoke. Because right now my tool set for that is like I'll probably copy a picture. I can copy a picture. I know I could, but I want this to be a bit more specific. So I'm gonna be right back. Hello, hello. Sorry, I'm actually trying to fix my audio right now. There's something going on with my headset. Okay, okay, that seems like it's good. Okay. All right, so I kind of like looked into a tutorial, well, a small tutorial about like sculpting smoke. And so far it's like I gotta use the snake hook brush, or the, let's see, snake hook. I'm gonna turn Focus Pro on. Let's do this. Which I don't want something like this. Because, you know, this is meant to be like an explosion, I'm guessing. But at the same time, something like this. I'm also looking at the silhouette here to, you know, keep in mind what it is that I'm doing. So I'm thinking for this, I might do something like this. Something like this. That's too plain. Now, now to figure out how the smoke would actually look. I mean, would it look like an explosion? Actually, let me see. Okay, Shazam transition scenes. Transformation scenes. Hmm. It looks more wispy, like smoke rather than like an explosion. I like the idea of it being an explosion, but it doesn't look anything like an explosion. Could also do spiral brushes as well. Maybe I gotta wisp this a bit more. Oh, that looks really cool. Holy shit. Whoa, okay. That's yeah. The more I watch, I mean, it doesn't look like this. This looks cool, but definitely does not look like this. So I'm gonna go back to this, duplicate it again, and just keep messing around with like what might, look. I think what I might do for the smoke here, because on this instruction, I'm not too sure which direction I want to go, like as far as like how this is gonna look. Because like ultimately, I do want to make cuts as well. Like I do want to make cuts. I mean, not like slices, but cuts in it to define directionality and stuff like that. But I'm not too sure how that's gonna look. Generally, I do want there to be some kind of smoke here to be that that base with the lightning kind of striking in, and I guess the other aspect to it is just like figuring out where. Let's try this. Well, let's do. Okay, it's two. You know what? Let me start with. This as well. So do want lightning. I'm gonna just like mess around with like. I know lightning direction already. Like I want to do something like this. So I'm just gonna do that. And this is all like blocking, really. This is me blocking out. I'm not like. Oh. This is just me blocking. Yeah, it's really like that idea of lightning kind of like coming out of his chest. Just arcing out of his chest there. And the other thing I want to do is So I'm gonna, oh, I didn't do that for his coat, but it's okay. Because I only just rotated them. That's oops. Also, should I get this cloak close to where I want it to be? Got to hold on. Okay, so stream is almost over. I'm just doing some touch-ups to yeah, there's like certain aspects to this that's going to be like super different than what is here right now. I'm going to go ahead and just project this and then pull it out a bit more conform. I realize I have like a really bad habit of sculpting all of the anatomy despite not having to. It's a pretty bad habit actually. It's just fun. At least once I start, I kind of just feel this need to just finish. Or at least block out the rest, you know. Some will say it's a good habit, but it's definitely time consuming. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going. What I'm supposed to do. His left arm feels bigger than his right, so I think I might just decrease the size of this just a little bit. Just a bit. Get one more in before I call today's stream. I'm thinking these are gonna be thin though. Maybe just 3. Oh, I appreciate that, man. Oh, sorry, I didn't see your message until like just now. Um, Thanks, Marshall. I appreciate that. Um, so the stream, so like I like the direction that he's going. I think I'm gonna continue blocking out like the rest of the actual collectible itself as well, and just kind of like continue to ideate like what kind of looks good for the smoke. I do know it's supposed to look like this is really wispy smoke, but it's not really wispy. At least like when you look at the well, maybe here it's kind of wispy, but just in general, whenever I looked at like any of his transformations, maybe some of them has that, you know, that explosive stuff looking there, but most of it just looks like smoke clearing opposed to smoke that's doing its thing. But I don't know, I might mess around and you know, since Bolt is like a new character, I might just like give him a more explosive smoke opposed to one that's like clearing. But yeah, I still have to, you know, keep working on him. I think you know, his muscles look great, but a lot of that's gonna be hidden, which I'm okay with, to be complete. Oh no, his shirt and his pants didn't go with him too. Shit. Uh, it's okay. I'll move that. It's fine. I'll move it. I'll move it too. Whoa, got to roll down. Then I'll just do my projections and stuff after. It's fine. And besides, like some parts of him a little bit bigger. So yeah, next stream or you know later today, I'll fix that up. Looks like how his pants and stuff, how that is. Just gonna eye that, I guess. Regardless, projection does a lot, so I'm not too worried. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. But let's see the eyelashes. I'm not too worried about the eyelashes because he's gonna be printed, so I'm not really gonna need to worry about that. But for now, what I am worried about is just like getting the smoke looking good, getting the lightning looking good. Yeah, I don't know. I think for me, it's just like I really just want to work on something. I just want to have fun working on something, you know? Like, and for me right now, it's like Bolt. Bolt is like one of the characters that I've kind of like wanted to work on. You know, he's from the Bronx, by the way. I just wish that he got a lot more. He only has like maybe a handful of comics. He doesn't really get that much attention because one, I think, wait, do I have it here? Where they were gonna call them White Lightning or something. What was his name? Black. Whatever, something white. Oh yeah, White Adam. And he's like, yo, what the fuck? Like a black? Why are you giving me that name? And they're like, all right, what about Black Adam? And yeah, clearly, but no, he's a new character. Again, like him being from the Bronx, maybe you want to really make him. You know, he's a nurse, so he actually saves lives. So like this dude's like an actual real life hero as well as like a superhero, and I don't know. I just think he deserves more recognition. But you know, next character. Oh, and also with this guy, I'm actually thinking about like giving him closer to like a RJ Cyler likeness, because I feel like RJ Cyler could probably kill this role. But yeah, outside of that, I do. I'm actually already thinking about the next character I want to work on. Right. I'm actually thinking about the next character I want to work on already, and is Dr. Voodoo, a character that I think Lakeith Stanfield could play. Here, I actually show, like, I think I have some images. Let's see, Dr. Voodoo, because I've just been reading some of his comics. He's freaking amazing. He only has, like, I think one series going for him, but dude is beast. He's like more powerful than Doctor Strange apparently. Yeah, he's really cool character. I want to do him next. I think it'll be fun getting his cloak. Like, it'll be fun doing that. But yeah, this guy is another underrated character who like even Doctor Doom respects, because it's not just that he's like Sorcerer Supreme at that point, but he's also incredibly smart. It's probably why he's like he replaced Doctor. Yeah. His original name is Brother Voodoo, but then they changed it to Doctor Voodoo. Yeah, this guy he's a beast, and he has like I'm not gonna say sidekick, but okay, so Brother Voodoo is like his brother, basically. Dr. Voodoo is him, and they're brothers. But Brother Voodoo died, and now he's like a ghost that they work together. Yeah, yeah, he's like the sorcerer supreme, and like it's pretty cool, honestly. Oh, here's an image of it. Like, see, that's Brother Voodoo right there. And then here's Doctor Voodoo, and he's I think he's a doctor in his like day-to-day life. But his brother's dead, and they kind of like work together and solve stuff. Yeah, yeah, he's pretty cool, and I can see him like in the cinematic universe. But if I were to see him as somebody, it would definitely be Lakeith Stanfield, because I think Lakeith has the range for it, and he kind of has the look, in my opinion. Like he has, I don't know. I think he could fit him. Like if I think of anybody playing Doctor Voodoo, it's brother, it's Lakeith. But yeah, yeah. I usually stream until like 2, so I gotta like handle a few other errands. But I know since I am gonna start working soon, I'm gonna start streaming a little bit later. So I just have to figure out a good time to actually start doing that. But honestly, so far, I'm kind of liking where this is going. Um, right now, I just have to really figure out. I just have to figure out the smoke situation. The lighting situation is gonna be fun. I already know. Like, I don't know. Now I've gotten to the point because I did it for so long for static that now I'm like, you know what? I know what I'm gonna do for this already, and I'll get that done. And I'm thinking for one other thing that I can do for him is like, I don't know if I should do like maybe lightning arcing off of his gloves, because there's actually one shot I saw here where it's like you can see it coming out of the boots, out of these little holes here, and I think I can do the same thing for him like here, so like it's like coming out, arcing out. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, he's like he's getting there. He's getting there. He's getting there. And his belt is looking pretty cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna end the stream. So gotta do a few things. But thank you for joining, Marshall. I really appreciate you. Thanks for sharing the link as well. I think I don't know, tomorrow I might try to stream a little bit. I might be able to stream a little bit longer, maybe until like 3, but it'll be like same time from 12 to 2 p.m. EST. Um, yeah, just it's gonna be having fun sculpting this guy. You know, try to get more black superheroes that like are just not really that known, you know, and just get people. Don't run, bro. You have to save us. Well, hey. You know what? I am gonna post a little bit later tomorrow as well. Oh, today as well. But again, tomorrow I think I'm gonna try to stream a little bit longer. I just have to cut out time so I could stream more, because I'm really enjoying sculpting this guy. And also just, you know, people have been like joining the streams like Static Shock. Like people actually didn't really know who Static Shock was, and I think even more because like I was sculpting him in his original outfit, and also I tend to talk a lot, so that's probably why these streams tend to run sometimes. But I don't know, just like getting people to know about these other heroes who are like really fucking dope, you know, like yeah, well, yeah, so that's today's stream. Thanks for joining. Have yourself a great day. Be good to yourself, be good to others. And scene, I think. Is that how I end things? I don't know. Anyways, bye.